In just 90 days, we generated over 150,000 using a LinkedIn strategy that nobody's talking about right now. And we used this strategy to grow our agency to $600,000 per month. And I'm about to show you exactly how. Now, here's the thing. Most people are doing LinkedIn completely wrong. They're sending out these generic connection requests, spamming their prospects with sales messages, and wondering why they're not getting results. But after working with hundreds of clients and scaling our own agency, we've cracked the code. The strategy that I'm going to share isn't some theory. We use this every day in our agency. And the best part is that the third element of this strategy is something I've never shared before. It's what helped us double our results practically overnight. Look, LinkedIn is crowded now. When we first started our agency, everybody was saying it was impossible to stand out. There's too many people sending messages, they said. The platform is dead. But we knew there had to be a better way. And I'll never forget when we first cracked this code, we were struggling with the same problems everyone else was. Low response rates, prospects were ghosting us, deals falling through. But then we discovered something that changed everything. Now, before I show you our messaging strategy, you need to understand something crucial about your LinkedIn profile. Most people get this completely wrong and it kills their results before they even start. They don't stand a chance. In fact, this one mistake costs most people 80% of their potential leads. We focus on 3 key elements that turned our dead LinkedIn profile into a lead generation machine. First, it's the banner. This isn't just about making it look pretty though. We need to use it to communicate who we help and what results we get. Instead of saying marketing agency, we say, we help B2B SaaS companies generate 50 plus leads per month. Now think about it. When someone lands on your profile, you have 3 seconds to grab their attention. You need to make those seconds count. Second is about the section. This is where most people just list their achievements. But instead, we turn this into a conversion machine by following a really simple formula. First, we start with the problem our prospects face, show them the solution, and then back it up with results. Here's what's crazy though. After implementing this structure, our response rates jumped by 22%. And finally, the featured section. We place social proof here, but with a specific twist that I'm going to show you in a moment. Now, most people just throw random testimonials in this section, but we discovered a new way of formatting case studies that makes prospects reach out to us first. We start with a before picture that resonates with our target prospect. For example, this SaaS company went from spending $5,000 per month on LinkedIn ads with 0 sales calls booked. Straight away, prospects who are struggling with LinkedIn think, that's exactly where I am. Then we show the journey, focusing on the changes we made. Something like, the first thing we did, we actually turned off their ads completely. Instead, we implemented our 3-part organic system. And then next comes the specific results with clear timeframes. Within 30 days, 47 book calls, 12 new clients, 127,000 in new revenue. And make sure not to include any vague claims, just specific numbers that the prospects can imagine achieving themselves. But here's the twist that makes this work so well. We end each case study with the one key insight that made the biggest difference. For example, the game changer was removing their professional banner and replacing it with a simple results-focused image that increased profile views by 312%. This format works because it hints at specific strategies that we use, making prospects curious about what else we know. And when they see 3 or 4 case studies all structured this way, showing consistent results across different niches, they can't help but reach out. But having a perfect profile means nothing if you don't have the right people viewing it. And that's where our content strategy comes in. Now, everyone tells you to post 5 times a week, share your journey, and give value, but that's not enough anymore. And let me show you why. See, we analyzed over 1,000 LinkedIn posts across our client accounts, and we discovered something crazy. The posts that generated the most leads were not the ones with the most views or engagement. They were the ones that followed a specific psychological trigger that we stumbled upon kind of by accident. See, we had a client come up to us after spending 6 months posting daily with 0 results. And within 48 hours of implementing our advice, they booked their first call. And within a week, they had 5 calls booked. The difference is that we completely shifted how they structured their content. Instead of generic value-giving posts, we created what we call belief-breaking content. Here's what I mean. Most people scroll LinkedIn looking for validation of what they already believe, but we discovered that if you can challenge these beliefs with proof, they stop scrolling and they start paying attention. For example, one of our most successful posts started with, everyone says you need 10,000 followers to generate leads on LinkedIn. We just helped a client book 15 calls with only 354 followers. Here's how. Also, you notice the numbers here, 354, specific works. Now, great content alone won't get you crazy results, but what really moved the needle for us was combining the content strategy with our unique approach to connections. And this is where we do something really different from everybody else. Here's our weird connection system. We actually send blank connection requests. Yep, you heard that right, completely blank. And I know it sounds weird, but stay with me for a moment. Our tests actually showed a 40 to 50% acceptance rate with this approach, compared to just the normal 15 to 20% when you use those connection notes. That's because when you add a message to your connection request, it immediately feels like a sales pitch. So think about it. When was the last time that you accepted a connection request that came with a lengthy explanation about how someone could add value or partner with your business? And we tested this across over 14,000 connection requests, and the results were absolutely clear. Blank requests consistently outperformed every single message variation that we tried. Even our best performing connection request only had about a 25% acceptance rate. But here's the crucial part. We use a specific targeting system that makes this work. We identify exactly who to connect with by looking at three main factors. The first is their engagement pattern. Second is their company position. The third is their recent activity signals. Now let me break down why each of these targeting signals is crucial. Engagement patterns tells us if someone is actually active on LinkedIn, and we look for people who have posted or commented in the last 30 days. Next is company position. We look for decision makers, but more specifically, we look at their department and responsibilities. For example, if somebody has marketing director in their title, but they're focused on brand marketing, they might not be the right fit for a B2B lead generation service. We want people who directly feel the pain point that we're calling out and that we solve. And finally, recent activity signals are gold mines for conversation starters. When somebody recently posted about challenges in their business, or they're engaging with content related to your solution, they're essentially raising their hand and saying, I'm interested in this topic. In fact, this specific approach helped one of our clients who's in staffing go from 18 connections per week to over 100 while maintaining the same high quality prospects. And because these connections aren't immediately hit with some sales pitch, they're much more likely to be open to what comes next. But the blank connection request is the first step. What you do in the first 60 minutes after they accept is critical. And this is where our secret weapon really comes into play. And I've never shared this secret weapon before, so brace yourself and keep it our little secret, okay? Here's the lead generation process that we use. Now, when we analyzed our highest converting conversations, we noticed this pattern. The best results came when we mixed business questions with personal interest. For example, we might ask about their current marketing strategy while also mentioning something unique about their location. Have you tried cold email for lead generation? By the way, I noticed you're based in Berlin. I'm planning a trip there next year. Would you recommend it? See, this approach increased our response rates by about 3x compared to a purely business conversation. The reason I believe for this is because we're pattern breaking. And this is something that I try and do anytime I'm doing cold outreach. Break the normal pattern. While everyone else is trying to sell, we are trying to connect. However, the key here is authenticity and not just pretending to be interested. We're having actual conversations and building relationships. And our team actually keeps notes on all of these personal elements to follow up with later. And the prospect will always remember that you did that. Now, after 3 to 4 messages back and forth, we've built some rapport. Now we can deploy our final play, the perfectly timed voice message. Now, this is where people make a mistake. They either pitch too hard or they ramble without a purpose and they lose the prospect completely. So here's what you should say exactly. Your voice message should hit 3 points in under a minute. Acknowledge something specific from your conversation. This shows that you're actually paying attention. Share a relevant result that you've achieved for someone in their industry. They want to know if it would work for them based on something that you've done for someone similar. And then finally, suggest exploring if you could help them achieve similar results. For example, if you're talking to a SaaS founder who mentions scaling their team, you might say, hey Jack, really interested in what you've mentioned about scaling your team to 20 people this year. We actually helped this other SaaS founder who is in a similar position generate 47 qualified leads in their first month using this LinkedIn strategy. I'd be happy to show you exactly how we did it if you're interested. Now, the timing here is important. Send a voice message too early before building rapport and you seem desperate and salesy. Too late, after the conversation has cooled, you've lost momentum, they may have forgotten about you. But if you hit that sweet spot right after they engage with your multi-threaded approach, then your conversion rates are going to skyrocket. And the results speak for themselves. Using this exact system, we've been achieving about a 30 to 35% response rate to these initial messages, and then a 40% conversion to call. And these have led to consistent and predictable results month after month. So now that you know our exact system for generating $100,000 in 90 days on LinkedIn, there's one more thing that I haven't told you yet. We actually have 2 other powerful LinkedIn strategies that work alongside this system. So I want you to click the video on this screen to discover those 3 proven LinkedIn strategies to take your LinkedIn game to the next level. And if you want a discount to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, that is going to be linked down below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.